All right, guys, I don't know if classic is a strong enough word to describe the item we've got here. Midway Space Invaders, licensed from Taito. This is, well, in some countries, like in Japan, I think this is the ultimate classic. I think this was their biggest hit. In this country, it probably was Pac-Man, but this was still a huge hit in the United States. And this one's not in horrible shape, but it's not in very good shape. I'd say it's in fair condition. Actually, I mean, other than the bottom 3 inches of it, I'd say it's in great condition. But this one did get wet on the bottom, so the bottom is a little bit rough, as you can see from that front board. That front board should probably be replaced. It's just kind of rotten down underneath the white part, that black board down under there. The sides aren't bad. It didn't start ruining or rotting the sides out. So it must have only gotten wet very briefly. It has both back doors with locks, key-to-like locks and keys. It doesn't look bad inside, so the water obviously didn't get up more than just the very bottom of the cabinet. The inside looks just fine. It's running with the original black and white Wells Gardner monitor, and it's running on the original power brick and power supply. I did replace the game boards though, because the originals are just, they weren't working. Let's just call a spade a spade. And this is a new thing that just came out. I don't know how long it's been out, but I just noticed it for the first time a couple months ago. It's a replacement Space Invaders board. And it plugs in to, not only does it plug into the original wiring harness, it was even designed to look like the original boards. It's got the 2 different boards, one plugged into the other perpendicularly, with the connectors in the exact same place. It's amazing. And it works just flawlessly. Now, the only funny thing is, this must be a really new product, because they also sent these little metal angle brackets to screw the 2 boards together, just like the original, but they didn't machine the they didn't machine the screw holes correctly, so the screws they supplied don't fit into that. So anyway, probably just a manufacturing glitch on the first version of the board, but other than that, man, this is a great board. The other nice thing, I mean, not only is it fully working now due to that board, but, and look at how good that picture is, by the way. That original monitor just is phenomenal. Nice and bright and sharp. Good contrast. That's as good as it gets. But the other thing that's nice is this board plays like all of the games that Midway made in the black and white era, the ones that run on the Intel 8080 microprocessor. So I think you hit 1 and 2 at the same time, and it switches. Yeah, there, it just switched to a different game. Now if I do it again, now it's switching to Space Invaders Part 2. So you can play the sequel. If you do it again, I didn't even look to see what all the games are. Jatre Spectre. That is I don't know what it is actually. It's some kind of another version of Space Invaders. It was like a bootleg. Then you got Lunar Rescue. You've got Space Laser. You've got Balloon Bomber. Never heard of it in my life. It's a 1980 game. You've got, here's something from Universal. Galaxy Wars. You've got Super Earth Invasion. Never heard of it. So this must just be all the different versions of Space Invaders that were out. It's such a cool idea. Vortex. Don't know what that is. Never heard of it. And then you're back to Space Invaders. So that's pretty darn cool. I mean, I got to get one of these for my arcade. I know it sounds stupid. I've got other Space Invaders cabinets, but I need to get one of these boards and throw it in a cabinet and get it in my arcade. So, oh, and also, by the way, this has got one of the glass bezels, and it's almost perfect. It's got just a little bit of like imperfection just right here in this strip, but other than that, it's just perfect everywhere. No flaking. And the glass bezels are so much nicer than the plexiglass ones because they don't get all scratched up and dull and faded. They just stay vibrant and nice. Control panel's in great shape. Coin door's in great shape. It's got a couple of coin mechs. It's got the cash box lid. It doesn't have the original cash box. It has some other metal box in it somebody put in. But who cares? It catches quarters. That's what matters. It's got key-to-like locks on it. Cabinet's in really good shape. The artwork's in really good shape. It could probably use some touch-up here, just with some white. And here. But boy, this is definitely the nicest Space Invaders I've sold. And it's fully working and probably should be pretty reliable with that new board. And if the original power supply happens to poop out on you, which could happen. I mean, it's what, 45 years old now. They make a power supply adapter kit for, I think, $34. You put in a new switching power supply, it plugs right into the harness, boom, done. So this is a pretty, going to be a pretty reliable machine. So thanks for watching.